applications. So we have all the heavy machinery for working with metal and wood. So this half is the machine shop. As you can see, we have two vertical mills. Behind you, we have the metal lathes. They're analog, so you have to be turning dials and reading at the movie. Over here, we have the Norma. This gentleman is working with LAN. So as you can see, it's the same concept as a metal lathe or mill. It's a CNC, so the computer controls it. So you're not turning dials or anything. It's all automatic. All you have to do is go to the power valve, and then here's the start. And then innovation, they work with lots of PCs, I believe, right? So, lots of PCs, so I know we're doing the airbags on the PC. We're talking here. So, is the quality up this way? Down in the center here, we have the pictures for working with sheet metal. So, if you wanted a full sheet metal, you can do it on the finger brake. If you wanted to roll it, we have a slip roll there. If you want to cut it down to size, we have shears. Over here we have the heavier tools for cutting down thick stock, so rebar, square stock. And you can see the slave over here setting the big tubing. You can see this was at one time a big long tube. You put it up on the horizontal bandsaw and cut it down to size. So it's making industrial work, industrial table for a bar that her boss is making to do. And this she's making bar stools out of. And here she is.
So, no, I want to get back to it. Yeah.
No. You pay for membership, so it's kind of like akin to like a gym membership. And then you take the class to be certified to use the actual machine, and then you have access to the machine. So as you can see, we have welding here. We have a couple welding tables here. We have oxy-acetylene, TIG, and MIG. Over here is the strongest, most powerful machine we have here at Techshop. It's a water jet. So it uses compressed water focused with the ruby to cut through anything pretty much that will fit under there. It generates 50,000 plus PSI water pressure. Water does not compress, so it wants to blast through whatever it's hitting. And you can also add a garnet, which is basically an aggregate to the water stream to make more aggressive cuts, and that works as an abrasive. And as you can see, I have a big, thick piece of iron here. And they carved out the atomic symbol for gold, AU. And it's cut completely through. So
the water did that, huh?
Water.
Just water.
Yeah, water doesn't
water pressure.
Like if you were to be able to hold water and try to smash it, it will not compress. The thing that's trying to compress water would fail before your actual. Like if you were to put it in a metal box and you smash the metal box would destroy itself instead of compressing the water. That's just an interesting fact. Water is funny because as a liquid, it's real flows a lot. But when you turn it into a solid and ice, it expands. Typically, when you make something into a solid, it's smaller. So like if you're going to get nitrogen gas and turn it into liquid, the volume decreases. When you get water and you turn it into a solid, it expands. So it's a funny object like that. And it doesn't compress. You can compress nitrogen, you can compress mercury. A lot of things you can compress. Water will not, because water is one of those things that does not compress. So if you'll follow me over here.
Cool.
Over here we have the wood shop. So as you can see, it's a standard wood shop. We have a table saw, table router, a gentleman in the corner there is working on wood lathe. So obviously he does lots of things, mostly bowls out of wood, and he's very crafted as what he's doing. Oh, he's doing the leg now. So as you can see, he's carving into it there.
Table legs?
Yeah. Like table legs, yeah. What you don't see at every tech shop or at every wood shop is a CNC wood router. So remember when we were watching the Tormach? You guys kind of just like want to like rotate over here?
Yeah.
Remember the Tormach, that big metal spinning bit? It's the same concept with the wood chop pot, but it's obviously for wood and not metal. So as you can see, he's got a lot of different profiles there.
Is this mostly for furniture making?
Yes, it's very useful tool. So follow me out the back here. No, type of wood matters. You always want to adjust for your.
Water cuts like a laser, huh? I like that one.
So follow me up this way.
Uh-oh, another side. Water cuts like metal. I want to see that sometime.
So over here we have the second half of the wood shop. So behind you right here we have the joiner, which is the sister to the planer. We have a miter or chop saw in this corner there, and a panel saw for cutting down your saw. Back here we have a glass cabinet. And what a glass cabinet does, this white particulate here, it blows it at a high rate of speed with air pressure from a gun. So that traveling at a high rate is like liquid sandpaper more or less.
Sandblasting.
Yeah, so you clean up all the rust and paint off your metal. As you can see, you can put a motorcycle frame in there, no problem. Over here we have a spray booth where you can hang your metal parts and spray the powder coat on it. As you know, negatively charged metal, positively charged powder coat forms a static bond. Obviously that's not strong enough. Then you toss it over here in our oven.
Kill 'em.
You hang your metal parts in the oven, and then obviously that would make a nice hard enamel type finish on your metal.
How hot does it get?
I believe it tops out at 500 degrees. So you all want to follow me? We're going to head upstairs and I'll move the table so I can put the safety mask
Another floor, oh boy. We're only half done.
Be in that situation. Huh? I used to be in that situation. How did you get out? Nice thing.
Heart and soul. Mhm.
Yes. Everybody can take their safety glasses off. I'm sitting down on this table here. I can explain everything up here. No problem. So as you can see, we have a bunch of work tables here. So various people working on different types of projects. As you see, there's a little room there, laptops and whatnot. In the corner there, we have community hand tools, so a bunch of wrenches, hammers, stuff like that. So people squabbling over which tool is which. There's a bunch of repetitive tools. In that corner over there, we have a computer lab. So basically soldering iron and stuff. So a lot of people like making over here, we have a vacuum former. The concept of vacuum former, you put a sheet of plastic on here. You have your positive mold on this bed. As you can see, it's going down. So we introduced the heating element. We clamp our piece of plastic in here. This is a heating element, so to get the plastic nice and hot and pliable. Once it's pliable, you'd introduce your positive mold via this little lift here. Then you'd introduce the vacuum, and the vacuum would suck the plastic down nice and tight. And as you can see, that's what it does basically.
Oh, wow, okay.
One kind of like a ceiling tile. Someone got a little funny to do their boot. So as you can see, that's a boot right there. So they put their boot in there, and then they lifted the boot up into the melted plastic and vacuum formed it.
Really?
You see, they were playing or experimenting. Or I don't know, maybe they want to put jello in here and make a jello mold of their boot.
That's pretty cool.
You could also do chocolate, what have you.
So it's a plastic molding.
Yeah, well, it depends on what you want to do. There's a couple gentlemen here that make quadcopters, which is basically a helicopter with 4 blades. They call them drones. And they make the body is right here.
Wow.
So it's 4 shafts basically with the main hub in the middle. So they have a positive mode there, and they do both top and bottom. And then
Wow. Wow. Slick.
What makes the mold?
If I were to take my boot off, I could put my boot in here and introduce that. Or if you want, you could do on the shop bot. You could do a profile on the shop bot and then use that. You have to make your positive mode first.
Right, you're casting.
Over here we have a injection molded. As you can see, this was done on a mill.
Oh, sorry.
Nope, it's okay.
So this is the negative side, this is the positive side. You put them together and there's cavity inside there, which is going to be your mold. On the top here we have an orifice where the melted plastics can be injected. So you get your positive and your mold, pop it in here. As you see, this lifts up. You put it in there, bring it down for its pressure. Up here we have a hopper where we put melted plastic. So once the plastic's melted, with air pressure, you inject it into your mold via the orifice. Like this. So, and you'd obviously make plastic parts such as this.
Is it a specialized plastic or some of the recycled plastics you use?
It's a specialized plastic. And also you could like use flexible type plastic. So say if you wanted to make a casing guard for your phone or the actual phone case, you can do it on here.
Oh, wow.
And it could also be opaque, it could be clear, it could be flexible, it could be rigid, it could be semi-rigid. So there's lots of different applications, but this one, as you see, is very small, and the heating element's obviously not set up. We're not set up with vents and whatnot to use exotic type plastics. That's all. You ready to move?
Yeah. Wow. I'm impressed so far.
Over here we have our silk screen station. So as you can see, this is the silk screen here. It's basically a stencil. As you can see, it's kind of unlegible because it's mirrored. When I turn it around, as you can see, someone wrote nerds.
Yeah.
So basically, if you wanted to make your own t-shirt, you can do so here. So you just slap it down, put your t-shirt here, drop it down. As you can see, we have inks here, so you pop your ink on there. And over here we have a squeegee, which we use to push the ink through the actual stencil. Then you can pop it up, and as you can see, you can rotate it, and you can put up to 4 different strings here, so you can do 4 different colors. And silk screening, it's been around forever. It's called silk screening because before they actually used to use silk as the actual screen, but we've moved on to plastic and other man-made type materials.
Wow.
Seems to have gotten more basic now.
Now I know how to make more. I can make my t-shirts out.
Yeah.
You can do it at home. And silk screen is not just for making like t-shirts. You can silk screen on anything that's flat. So you can silk screen on glass. Even chocolate. Obviously, you're not going to use regular ink. You're going to use something like cocoa butter or frosting to actually push it onto the chocolate. And it's not durable, obviously. But it's out there.
Wow. They make video games or what? That's for entertainment?
Not awfully expensive. They're about $100. So over here we have the computer hub. So as you can see, we're partnered with Autodesk. Autodesk is a big computer CAD design program and company as well. So we have the complete suite right here, as you can see. So it's about $10,000 worth of programming, maybe more. We also have the Adobe Photoshop, Adobe Creative Suite. And all these programs here would run any of the machines. So cut, 3D, and V-Carve for the shot bots, webcam, and better cam for the car mod, and so forth and so forth. And we don't just teach you how to use the machinery here, we also teach the programming. You don't have to take the programming class, but it does help. It cuts down on the learning curve big time to actually learn.
How much time does it take that?
It depends on the individual.
You know, I could give these guys a refresher at my tech center, and then if they feel confident enough to when they demonstrate to me that they know how to use it, then they'll come here. But otherwise, I can get them started so they can get the feedback at the
I
center.
myself use the ShopBot proficiently. I'm proficient at programming, but I didn't take the class for programming. I just kind of failed with it. And there was a lot of mistakes, a lot of trial and error. So if you take the class, obviously that trial and error is half easily. So you'll pick up a lot faster than you would like Dave.
Trial and error, baby. That's a big world. You don't make mistakes, you don't learn nothing.
Yeah. The more you make mistakes, the more you learn.
So over here we have the vinyl cutter. So as you can see, this is a large format. Over here we have a smaller one. And as you can see here on the table, people have put all their stickers and stencils down. So it's good for making stickers, stencils. It's very good when you're using it in conjunction with the vinyl cutter, the silk screening. So as you can see, the nerds, if you were to cut that out by hand, it'd be kind of hard. And the placement would be hard. The machine is very exacting, very precise. So it's very good if you use the vinyl cutter to actually make the stencil or the matrix of the silk screen. You want to follow me down the line?
So that's what it is, huh? Stencil, right here. That's a 3D printer.
As you can see in that corner right there, we have a 3D printing machine. So it's good for making nice little plastic prototypes or even little pieces of plastic art. So basically it works like a glue gun. So it's melting plastic and putting down thin little layers at a time over and over until it actually comes off. And I believe Ryan downstairs is showing you examples of that. So that's it in motion right there.
Wow,
3D printer.
that's amazing. You can actually make something like that at your own home.
I'm sure we're all familiar with sewing machines, so when you have in your household, we have the industrial here. So we have a spring switch, a walking foot, and a surgery.
That is cute. Look at all this. Huh? You play with dolls when you come here, all right. Designing clothes.
3D?
You can design clothing. You have everything.
Over here we have examples of lasered art. So as you can see, you can cut through cardboard and stack little Charlie Brown type figures. Acrylic's also popular. As you can see, someone wrote Techshop works here. Wood is another popular object as well. So as you can see, someone made a miniature crane. Someone designed it to this piece of wood here. You can also do like little fish and whatnot. Over here we have the discus thrower out of cardboard as well. There's an attachment that you can put on the laser for rotating cylindrical objects. So as you can see, you can customize glass, anodized aluminum, even coffee cups. And rubber stamps are not so popular, but they are pricey. So if you want, you can economically burn through $50 worth of material and make like 20 stamps. If you were to pay for the actual making the stamps, you'd need like $20 for one stamp. And you have to wait 3 weeks for it to get made.
Right, yeah.
So now what is this 3D etching here? I mean etching?
Yeah, that's etching.
Ray got bubbles going off in the head. Oh yeah, see, they're designing their own stuff. Oh wow. Wow, how neat, huh? A laser cutting that leather.
Same thing, except it's a laser that's printing the actual.
Absolutely.
I like this.
So if you're following me down the way, sorry, sir?
How many things is printed off the laser printer? Most of
I'm
that
sorry?
stuff, most of the stuff printed off the laser printer.
Most of the stuff, there's some materials you can't burn on the laser. There's like vinyl. You want to use a vinyl cutter because if you burn vinyl, it gives off hydrogen cyanide. That's poisonous. You don't want to inhale that. So that's very important.
Yeah, okay.
So do you guys want to walk down or you want to take the elevator?
Elevator for me, please.
Elevator for
So I think we'll
I'll
have to
take
make
the walks, we done it half and half.
vinyl for the vinyl cutter. Down the floor we have acrylics and wood for the laser cutters. And these boxes is the PLA for the 3D printing machines. And as you can see, various objects are here. We have breakable coffee cups, rubber stamping, welding supplies, powder coats are right there in those little jars, and personal protection equipment and silk screens. Yeah. So I guess we'll end the tour. You guys interested in membership?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.